Hey folks, Brian Hollock from Norpoint Shooting Center, and we're back again. Today we're at our monthly club IDPA match. We're lucky enough to have Mr. Rob Potter from Nighthawk Custom come out and shoot the match with us. And he always comes with the most beautiful guns. They really are. They're just custom 1911s designed by people that know and love 1911s, aren't they?
Absolutely. We basically hand build each firearm to the customer specifications. So if you have something unique and that you're interested in and have always wanted, give us a call. We can pretty much pull that off for you.
Now these aren't the guns for the casual person that doesn't really understand if they're interested in firearms. This is kind of the Ferrari of guns, isn't it?
They are top level, high functioning firearms, which all firearms should actually be. If you're really putting your gun, using them hard, you'll have this gun for life. That's the one nice thing about getting a custom gun built, is it doesn't wear out. You won't get tired of it because it's always going to perform.
And you know, one of the things that I've always been impressed with Nighthawk is, unlike some really high-end industry items, sometimes they can be finicky. You know, depending on what genre you're talking about. A high-end car sometimes just isn't very reliable. I mean, it's cool when it's working, but sometimes they go down and they need a lot of work. But the Nighthawk is pretty well known for being a very robust, reliable gun, no matter how much torture you put it through, isn't it?
That is our number one requirement. The gun's going to be as pretty as possible. If it doesn't run, it's worthless. So we basically build a functional, good-looking firearm that kind of pleases everyone.
And you know, another thing I was actually pretty surprised at when I was looking at some of the guns when they come in is it looks like it's one guy that's kind of taken ownership and responsibility of the entire build. I mean, it's very rare to see a gun manufacturer say, okay, this guy, and he's putting his name on the gun and basically making sure that he's responsible from start to finish. Isn't that true in the build?
Correct. One gunsmith builds a firearm from start to finish. In fact, underneath the right-hand grip panel, the gunsmith's initials will be stamped into the frame. So that gunsmith has responsibility for that gun. If there's ever a problem with the gun, we warranty all of our products for life. If there's an issue, it goes right back. I'll give a little shout out to Travis. He's the one that built my gun. It goes right back to Travis's bench. He doesn't do any other work until that gun is addressed and returned.
Now, you know, I've been actually impressed lately. I've been seeing a lot of big names attaching themselves to the Nighthawk name. I mean, you're talking about, you know, Chris Costa and Richard Heine. I mean, some of the real big who's of the gun industry are basically putting their stamp on the Nighthawk Custom guns.
Correct. We actually have Bob Marvel working with us also. So between Bob and Richard Heine, we have probably two of the best 1911 gunsmiths ever to grace the industry that are working hand in hand with us at the shop.
What are some of the new things we can look forward to from Nighthawk coming up down the road?
We have quite a few new models from Richard Heine. They're a reduced grip frame pistol. For people with smaller hands or don't like the fatter grip of the 1911, it fits them very well. Makes all the controls of the gun easier to reach also for people with small hands. Bob Marvel has come out with a new recoil spring system. It's a flat wire system, and rather than changing out your recoil springs every 2,000 rounds, you can go up to 10,000 or over in between recoil spring changes. So that's money savings.
Sure.
Off the top, and it also smooths out the action of the pistol. The gun runs very well with the system.
Well, and you take a lot of the reliability questions out because you don't have to constantly think, when was the last time I changed my recoil spring?
Right.
If this is my daily carry gun, I mean, that's
Right.
a great idea.
Right.
Wow, that's awesome. And you know, with the Nighthawk, I mean, we're talking about full customization. If I want that gun, but I don't want it in 45, I want it 9mm, I can ask you guys to change up pretty much any aspect of that 1911, can I?
Correct. Yeah.
Wow. Well, Rob, thanks for coming out. We appreciate
Pleasure.
you seeing again, and we'll have that logo or that link on the website here to Nighthawk's website. You should check out. They've got some phenomenal guns. You know, they're not cheap. They're not quick. These are really one-of-a-kind guns. You can get a gun that is really your gun, something that you can keep in your family for years and years and years. So you know, think of them more. I think of them more like works of art than I do guns. But thanks for coming out, Rob, and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thanks for having us. We'll be back.
All right.